All right, now we're going to do some arithmetic with our units. So we were doing some conversions, and now we're going to do some arithmetic. So in this case, let's look at adding. So let's say, I think it's question 13. It's 5'7", and we're going to add 6'8" to it. Okay. So notice I kind of lined up the units, so feet and feet, inches and inches, that's a good start. And really the easiest thing to do, at least initially, is just add them together. So 5 and 6 is 11 feet, and 7 and 8 is 15 inches. Now what do you notice about the inches? Well, the problem is that is bigger than 12. And so just like we convert and carry the 1 and stuff when we add, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to convert those inches back into feet. And so what we're going to do is we're going to take 12 of those inches, and it's going to become a foot. Okay? And so that becomes 12 feet, 3 inches. Now, again, they're both the same number, but if we're talking to each other on a job, we're not going to say, hey man, would you cut me a board that's 11 feet, 15 inches? It would mess people up. So we would turn to them and say, hey, I need a board that's 12 feet, 3 inches. What other types of things can we do? Well, you name it. We could subtract. So let's look at, say, number 16. It's got 10 feet. What is that? 7 inches. And we're going to do some subtraction. And we're subtracting 3 feet, 4 inches. So this one's going to be pretty easy, right? Because all we do is, again, line up the units and then do what we would normally do. 10 minus 3 is 7. And then 7 minus 4 is 3. And there you go. Here's the question. When if we had 10 feet, 2 inches minus 3 feet, 4 inches. What's different about this problem? Yeah, when we go 2 inches minus 4 inches, we don't have enough inches. And so just like we do when we're doing, with tens, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to borrow. And so we're going to take 12 inches from, 1 foot, and turn it into 12 inches and send it over here. And so what we're going to end up with is 9 feet, 14 inches minus 3 feet, 4 inches. And then it's just like that original problem was, right? In other words, 14 minus 4 is 10, and 9 minus 3 is 6, and you end up with, an answer. So subtraction and addition, not a big deal. You just have to think about when you have more inches. If you're doing addition, you have more inches than a foot, then you have to convert, right? Like we did here. And then if you're doing subtraction, if everything is big enough, you just subtract, easy peasy. But if you run into a situation where you're subtracting and you need more inches, then you're going to have to borrow. Just like we borrow 10s, except we're going to borrow 12s. And if we were doing this with yards, we would be borrowing 36s, because there's 36 inches in a yard. Or if you could borrow feet, 3 feet in a yard. So that's basically how you do it. Just like regular math, except we have to use the units to either borrow in this case or to carry the 1 or regroup, depending on how you learned. Thank you.